Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another City Skyline experiment video where today we're going to try and create the most profitable city park the world has ever seen in this game. Now I'm going to take some inspiration from one of my recent episodes on Fool's Town where I kind of created a city park that kind of ran between the highways, and it was kind of used to be a buffer object between two areas in the city, which a lot of people use to commute to and from work because it was the shortest way to walk to that part of the city, thus meaning they had to pay a charge to go through the park. It's kind of like a toll road but park version. Now I kind of got some inspiration with it, and I thought some ideas, and I thought to myself, there is a way in which we can make a really profitable park, and we're going to try and attempt that in this episode of this experiment. So if you enjoy this, then make sure you smash the like button down below. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on fun experiments like this in the future. And if you want to suggest any future experiments, let me know in the comment section down below. Now what's quite fitting is, this is the actual map that we used for Fool's Town, which is pretty good. So we're going to kind of create this park, and it's going to be the centre of the city. It's not going to be a normal square rectangle, it's going to spread out in many different areas. And we're going to build the city around it, so it's almost going to be like a central park. And we're going to use it to kind of bridge the connections to and from, you know, various areas and whatnot. And ultimately, we're going to try and make a ton of cash money moolah from this park. So here's the entrance to the city there. We're going to do our usual stuff right now that we all know and love. The great connection of the roundabout. Is this now getting old? That, you know, I keep saying that we all know and love it. I feel like it's kind of semi-getting old. I don't know anymore. But I'm going to place it at the end. It's going to be at the end of the city rather than the start or the middle, because I want to use the park to be the way we kind of get to and from certain areas. That's pretty much how I want it to be. So let's get the highway down then. So we're going to make this come along to about here, and that go along to there. So I need to make sure we're getting this right as well. So bring this down to, let's say, here, and then make this go up. And I mean, with the beautiful abilities of the snapping grids, we simply create these nice little turns, and that's going to go straight into the city where we connect like this. There we go. So we kind of have to build the infrastructure of the city first to then understand how we kind of want the city park to kind of look like, and how we, you know, use it to approach. So what we do is we create this kind of beautiful 6-lane road, and we bring it up by 2, and we do the exact same thing on this side, bring it up by 2, and then this runs down almost the middle of it. So we get it to run down, and we'll get it to stop about here. Now this is more of a square grid to what this is. It's not the perfect kind of, you know, adjustments and how it looks. That's fine. That's where the cool kind of feature for the little nooks and crannies that we're going to be creating for this city park is pretty much going to work. So bring it by 2 there, bridge it up, and am I able to get it going across? Bring it down, connect it up. Sweet, mate. So that's how the outer line is going to work. Right, it will all make sense in just a memento. So create the simple connections, nothing too fancy or major. That's pretty much it. That the only way in and out of the city is to get via this location here. And obviously you want to cross 2 sides. We've got the road that goes over. So now then, this is the important part. We need to make or kind of set up the border for the edge of the park and stuff like that. So we're going to use this road, and we'll bring it down to, well, kind of what we'll do is do this. We'll bring it down to here, and that's a bit too close as well. So bring it down by 1 more. We're going to have to buy some more land in just a moment. To here. Right. And then this. Now, wait, I kind of do want it to start on this, but we are going to create, we're going to put some bends on this road as well. So don't worry. Well, it's not going to be too close to where we currently are. And then this road here will, of course, bridge up. There we go. And delete, boy, delete. That's how it's going to work there. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. And we'll create our beautiful bend on it right now. So one there. And one there. So in this gap here, and we'll again filter it further down, probably need to push this a little bit further out, is where we put the city park and have the highway running through the middle. It's going to be the buffer kind of area between the two sides of the city. So to walk to and from it, because we're not going to drop any public transport in, to walk to and from it, you got to go for the city park. And that's where we make all of our cash, money, moolah right there. So we bring this up early so far. And then bridge it over. Obviously, we want to bridge it over because we want to make it drivable to these locations. Because that's how we, obviously, of course, get... Oh, hang on, let me kind of get rid of that. That's how we get the, you know, the people wanting to go to those areas. If it's drivable, then they'll figure out, you know what, we can walk to it instead. There we go. And then we cut that in. Cut that into there. This is going to be great, mate. We're going to make it all the way out and under as well. So that's where it's the basic kind of structure for it is going to be. The rest of it is down to us then to kind of build the city upon it. So let's kind of first then open up our doors. Buy that area there. I feel like we only need to buy that area for now, because we need to build some city around this side. And let's zone where the park is going to be. So, oh, we first need to drop down actually. Where is it? The park entrance. The main gate. We'll put the main gate here. It doesn't really matter where it's going to go, because we're going to have a lot of kind of side gates that are going to be used to get to and from the various areas, or the various, well, basically create the various entrances in the park. I'm going to overpaint the roads so we can 100% guarantee that we are getting, oh no, getting the park gates connected to the roads. So that's how we're going to have it. So that is the basic setup then. So I'm going to do the rest of the road infrastructure now before we get any of the parks set up and added in. And this is where you're going to see a lot of cash money moolah get generated for us in the. So here we have the basic structure now of the city. It doesn't really look like much, but it's all going to get placed in when it comes, well, it comes down to doing the park. So let's now look at the park. We've got the park main entrance just there. And everything else is going to be hooked up then with side gates. So we want to place as many of these as down as possible, just to basically give so many different entry points to this area. Oh, I just realized we need to actually paint this a little bit further down, because I actually expanded it a little bit more than what the original layout was. So just get that kind of up. Anyway, it's not going to go all the way up there, but it's just in case. So we want as many entry points as possible to maximize the amount of revenue that we could be earning. It's going to be so good, and it's all going to be hooked up. Can I not get anything on this side? That's as far as I can get it in there. Why can you not get anything in here? Right, there we go. We're going to have to get some there. And then as much as I can in here. And then we do this side. And we're going to hook them all up with paths, get them all connected, small little bridges over the highway, making it walkable in various different areas. It's going to be pretty dope. It is going to be pretty dope. So what we do first then is we first create a kind of solid path that runs through it. So if we kind of bring this up to, because again, I want to try and do it semi-neatly as well. What we'll do, we'll put a curvature on this. There we go. So we do the basic kind of layout for the path, like that. And then the same going this way. There we go. Right, nice. So we pretty much now just got to connect up all of these entrances to this main path. And then we'll set up and create bridges that kind of go over it. So get these connected, How much money have we got left? We're losing... I should actually put it in pause mode, shouldn't I? We're losing 3,000 a week. But that will soon all change. Don't you worry. Don't you fret. Your boy is gonna be making the big bucks. Look at that spiral connection there. It looks kind of cool, doesn't it? I didn't realize how much we're gonna get connected here. Alright, okay, little connection like that. Nice. Yeah, I didn't realize how many connections we made. But once these are all hooked up and connected, it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, this is where the real fun now starts. So every so often a connection will get bridged over and drop down. Oh, I didn't do straight bridge over like that. So just every so often. I was going to say we don't want to do too many, but at the same time we want to have make sure there's enough that they are creating that shortcut route over. Because you want them to basically choose this over going over this bridge, if that makes sense. We want to make sure that this is the shortest route. Because it doesn't matter if they've got to pay for it, they'll always take the shortest route. Alright, it's going to be a weird connection now, but there we go. Some of these bridges are going to look so weird, but it's needed. And then bridge up. Right, that's a simple connection there. Nice and easy. Might as well connect that up to there. Right, it's all good. So we can angle the bridges over. Again, it doesn't look like much, but it'll be kind of cool once it's all in. So we're going to make it look like a park at some point, but also at the same time, we need to make sure that we got the residents for it. So the water grid is laid down. We just need to place some water in here. So I'm going to drop a couple of these upstream. Let's get the piping work in. There we go. They're going to need power as well. So we'll just do some wind turbines. All good. And then downstream. Where's the here it is. We'll go for the eco ones. Why not? We'll be environmentally friendly. Right, there we go. They're going to have water. They don't have power just yet, but let's quickly zone it then. So we'll do all residential on this side. A bit of commercial around the edges there, and an industrial, a bit of industrial over there too. So let's zone these quickly. Well, it's the wrong type of zone. I want complete high density to maximize the potential residents in the city. All right, spam as much of this as I can. There we go. Right, should we think about getting some residents in there, like putting it into play mode? Oh, I need to put some power down as well, don't I? So we just create little pockets of where commercial would be. Just to make sure this place is going to be up and running. We'll do some industry over here. So I won't zone it all now, we'll just kind of do it gradually. We'll kind of put it back into play mode in just a second. Make sure we got enough industry down. Alright, it's got to be low density commercial because they're not educated enough just yet. So we'll do some over here as well. I'll give them another reason to walk over to this side. Alright, this is kind of annoying how it's all kind of broken up like that. I could just like ultimately do the drag and drop kind of... Oh. Tool. Right, there we go. So we'll also place down then the OP kind of garbage disposal power plant that we have available to our hands. And again, that will start producing power when they get garbage going into this place. So fast forward then, We'll let this city rise from the ground up because we've got the super demand mod also enabled. And we will beautify this whole area eventually. We'll beautify the park. Just want to kind of get the structure and buildings all up and running. So it doesn't connect just yet, the power, which is fine. So we'll get a little bit more in. We'll throw a little bit more industry down. Let's just do the drag and drop tool. So let's get all the industry in this area. There we go. We'll hook up and connect up this commercial in the middle. We'll do some down here, leading up to there. And because we have a buffer zone from the industry, we put some residential on this side so they can also walk from the opposite side too. There we go, get all that down. We pretty much get going this all around the edges. And then we'll use commercial to buffer it, so the pollution doesn't get caused too much for these guys. So I feel like we need so much more residential down as well, but we do have this whole section area we can place it down on. They're still screaming for power. We'll give them power in just a second. Well, make sure it's connected in just a second. So does it bridge the gap? No. But this is where the cool and fun things for the park get placed and added in. So I was to place one there and there. Does that create the connection? That bridges the connection in between. So all we need to do now is just have that kind of processing power plant, the incinerator, get a little bit of garbage, then we have all power in the city. That is literally what I'm going to be waiting for. So while we wait for that to happen, we're going to look at this park. So we have no visitors. We're going to completely up here the ticket price. Look how much money we're actually making now as well, which is pretty cool. Up the ticket price. We'll quickly place down some of the... Oh, there we go. We got power now. We'll quickly place down some of the stuff that we need. I'm going to pause it. So we do like a life center hospital. Just drop that there. We need like a good crematorium. We need like an advanced one. So I'll just place one over here on this side. Place one over here on this side. And I think that should be okay for now. We're losing a little bit of money again. Well, we need more money coming in. So we'll let it roll. We'll let the people make their way into the city now, as they, you know, get all up and running too. So we need to make the park entertainment levels rise slightly. So every so often, we're just going to place something like this in. This will give them a reason to actually make their way into the park, even if they're not just like generally crossing the bridge. At least there is a reason for them to come and visit for leisure purposes, which would be cool to see that happen. So let's drop some more of this stuff in, because this really boosts the leisure demands, or the leisure kind of thinking bobbing me booty, whatever you want to call it. I forgot what it's called. Right, there we go. Get that one in there, that one in there. So where does that put the leisure for the park then? Up to 580. Okay. Sweet. Right, we're still making loads of cash money moolah. We probably want to up it a bit more. Did these give a lot? That gives 60. That gives 60. And these are fairly cheap to drop in. Well, not cheap, but like they're small enough that you can kind of fit them down like general areas like this. Give reason for that area. Right, that should have increased it a lot now. Oh, it's still going up, isn't it? 763. Nice. Right, is the power surge come back? How much power is this now producing? 80 megawatts. Look at the backlog we got in traffic right now. We should probably think about upgrading the highway system to a 2-laner. And then just change this traffic here. There we go. Flows a little bit easier now. Hopefully. Just waiting for more of this traffic to kind of come in. Are they still going to merge? I kind of don't want these guys to merge. Just get yourselves in. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine and reasonable to, like, you know, come into the city that way. But they're all going to come in anyway. Again, we got loads of build-up and backlog right now. It's going to take a while for them to actually get fully into the city. But as it stands right now, Crescent Park is making 6,600 a week. That's really good. That is really, really good. Okay, so while it's making loads of money, let's handle some of the kind of demands. So put a fire station down over there. I haven't got enough for the police tower, so we'll just keep putting all these service buildings and stuff that we need as time passes and progresses. Let's sort this out then. So if you're trying to make the left turn, alright, let's pull it like this. I'm trying to sort out the traffic flows. Trying to get them to merge at certain times to keep it moving. Keep it flowing, boy. Right, I should flow a little bit nicer. Hopefully, I can only pray it does. Because the backlog in traffic is ridiculous. But then again, we are trying to move in so many residents all at once. So what's the park saying now then? We're up to 10,000 a week in income. That's crazy. It is heavily being used. So let's see then. How much is that thing for the police? The tower? It is 90,000. Okay, while that continues then, let's beautify it a little bit. Let's drop some trees down. So we're going to make quite a big brush size. Bring the strength down a little bit. Place down a load of trees. Nice. And do different types of trees in general areas. Kind of really, really like start to beautify this place. Make it a really nice park. Because what I realised as well, what we kind of found out, if you place a load of trees in this area, in the park, it kind of acts as a sound barrier for the noise pollution, which is really good. We'll get some tall trees in. Ooh, now that's my favorite kind of style we're going for there. Having those tall trees really kind of changes things. We'll place down a load around here as well, because it really does act like a sound barrier. It's quite a cool thing to add in. So trying to make it a little bit more natural right now. Well, as natural as we're going to get it. And some of these like flatter, smaller trees, squeeze them into the nooks and crannies. There we go. Right, so as natural as you're going to get it. Well, I say natural. It's a ton of trees in this kind of area. But that city park is looking pretty damn sweet. Right, okay. Policing needs them. We're going to drop down a big enforcer tower. Place it, I want it more centralized. So we kind of place it like here. Good transport links right there. Good stuff. And over time, we should start to get skyscrapers arise in the city. So that will handle all the policing problems and issues we got right there then. So if I do now go to the noise pollution, which is the noise pollution one? Look at that. So you can see the gap in between there. It kind of does act as a sound barrier. You can see it pushes only so far out, which is good. Because look at how much it spreads here versus where there's trees. See the difference there to here, where there's a lot of trees? Natural sound barriers. I mean, I could upgrade the highways to be like sound barrier roads, but we got some natural ones on, boys. Some natural ones. I like it. I like it a lot. Right, how much are we now making a week? 15,000. Wow! So the more and more people move into this city, the more and more they'll start using that park as well to transport to and from those areas, which is kind of dope. Look at it. It looks quite nice, isn't it? Just arrive in the city with the park there. It's just leveled up as well. Damn, son. One more level to go and it's kind of literally maxed out. That's kind of cool. So how far is these backlogs in traffic then? This one's quite a far way back. This one on this side is completely kind of died down and disappeared, which is good to see. So we are just waiting for them to all move in. In your own time, boy. In your own time. Right, we're waiting for them to move in. And we'll kind of see where we are at this point. So, how far back do I see this now going? How many of these is there? There's quite a few of these. No, yeah, there's too many for me to place down all at once. I'm just trying. Whoa, we just got like a huge, you know, a huge amount of traffic is all of a sudden pile in from that one side. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? I wonder how long it'll take to get these vehicles in. They're all filing up one by one. But they're all taking one route, aren't they? Which is kind of weird to see. So why don't we sort this little section out here? So this takes that turn. This could take that turn or pretty much that way. And that goes straight on. Did these change lanes or routes at any time? What we could do is try and make him filter along. I'm trying to get like an even the flow a bit more. If we keep this lane going. And pretty much say, like, you know, it's going to be only solely designed for that right-hand turn. It might completely change everybody's approach into the city at that point. It really might change how they approach it and then go in different routes in different ways. Or ultimately, they might all just make a right-hand turn. We'll see how things go with this one anyway. So we're up to 14,000 residents. The park is now making us 18,000 a week. And once that levels up once more, the price is at least going to go skyrocketing again, which is good to see. This has become a very profitable park. So the idea behind it is you literally place it in all the little nooks and crannies to your little city. And then create all these good, sweet little walkways. And because it's a park that runs through the whole city there, it will act as really, really good leisure for the area. Now, I always forget which is the leisure one. Is it this one? Yeah, so it adds some really good leisure to the edges, which is really handy for us. And that will cause some sweet upgrades to the various buildings around that area too. It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. It's kind of changing the backlog now. Some of them are kind of merging different ways, going different areas. This is starting to flow a little bit more now. It's slowly getting there, guys. Slowly getting there as we're moving in 15,000 people into this city. So, Crescent Park, 24,000 a week. Guys, in the comment section right now, let me know what is your record amount of money you have made from an individual park in your city. Because 24,000 is pretty high, isn't it? It is pretty high. So we see a lot of people using these. Yeah, there's a lot of people walking across there. A lot of people walking across that one. So when you see them walking across the bridge, that's how you 100% know they're using it to get to that side of the city. A lot of people are using the roads as well. These are the cheapskates who can't afford to enter the park. So I wonder if we can change it, the road, where we don't allow people walking. I don't know if that's within this mod. Despawning. What's this? Change lane arrows, manual traffic. I know I can set speed limits. I know I can do restrictions, but I don't think there's anything to do set up pretty much for stopping people walking across. I mean, what I could do to make them stop walking across is upgrade this to a two-lane highway, which will be this one, right? Yeah, two-way highway like that. That will literally stop them using that as a walk across bridge. And still enables the traffic to flow. So enables the traffic to go to and from across, which is perfect. But now all those little cheapskates that were originally using the bridge and bridges to walk across, now actually can't walk across it. They've got to pay to get across if they want to walk. Or ultimately drive across, obviously. I'm not going to get rid of the cars because I don't want to create backlogs of traffic in the city. All the entrance traffic now has completely died down, which is pretty good to see. So I wonder how far the city population would grow. I don't know. So money we're making now is 32,000 a week. That is crazy. That is a lot of cash money moolah coming in right now. We've also maxed out the park too. So it's all about the only way we can earn more money now is just building up the population. And a kind of simple and easy way to do that is to increase the amount of schooling networks. So if I placed all the schools on this side of the city, that means all the little kids have got to walk across to get to school. Which for us is beneficial because they gotta pay to go across. So I'm gonna place down a load of schools here. Keep up with the capacity or the demand, should I say? A bunch of high schools. There we go. We're gonna drop in a university just over here. Sweet, mate. So the education levels are now in. They're all in the city. So do we see a now bumper amount of people use the park? I don't know. 33,000 income. So we've had a total of 19,000 total people use the park. And we've only got 17,000 population. So that's how you know people are using it more than once. And once the bridge is like, oh, look how many more people on this bridge now. Now we got to kind of change that road to now being able to walk across it. It's a lot. There's a lot of people using these. Look at how many people are in the park right now. Let's go into camera mode here. Look how many people are using the park to get through. It's crazy, isn't it? Look at them. This is so cool. The bridges are getting so heavily used right now. Look at the amount of people going in various directions. This is exactly what you want to make that profit park. Look at them. Little mini ants. Well, there's a lot of people using the paths down. I'm about to say roads, the paths down here. Which is crazy to see. A lot of people there. What about in this corner over here? I don't expect these to be used as much. Because there's really not that much going on over there. But now we've kind of placed down all the schooling and whatnot. We start to see some big bumper kind of numbers go up. 67,000! Oh my god! Now is that all down to the fact that I placed the schools and the school kids are now walking to and from them? 67,000 is the highest number I've ever seen and that I've ever made from a single park. What in the world is going on? That is a lot of people. That is a lot of cash money moolah. Holy moly. And again, it's just going to continue to rise. I mean, there will be a point where it does bottom out and flatten out. But that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous even to my standards right now. Oh my god. So how does it affect the kind of the majority of the city? What's the population? The unemployment's quite low. So we could even probably get away with probably building a few more roads and getting a few more residential buildings here. I feel like we still got a little, we still got a bit of a buffer zone where it's walkable. Oh, I don't know. I can't believe how crazy. I mean, it's got to be going down. I can't. 69,000. 71,000. Wow, it's still going up. Right. Okay, guys. Okay. We're going to do it. We're going to build a few extra roads right now. So at this point, let's put a snapping grid on as well. So let's go up by 2. Bring this all the way across to here and bring it in. So all these basic and simple connections here are going to be made. So I can't really get one in just there. So we'll do one to the side of it. It's an ugly junction. But I kind of need that in. Because of the walking distances of the people. So let's decide then that this is all going to be residential. More residential. More money. More people. There we go. Should we get all that in? So we might have a little dip now with money. 70,000. Okay. Okay, we haven't lost much because we've just got rid of a few people able to walk across the area. Let's get looking at fitting people in all these little gaps of the park as well that we kind of missed out. Same for up here as well, because that's not directly in the park. They can't walk out and automatically be in the park without paying, because the houses and buildings are going to be on the front of the road. So that's more in there. So we're going to see a huge population boost again. So we might see a few extra cars now make their way into the city. Crescent Park still at 70,000. We're making a week. Wow. But now with a bumper load of more people about to move in, they're also going to be using it. So they haven't moved in just... When we start to see a lot more vehicles start turning in on the highway here, that's when you know they're all about to start moving in. Right, there we go. There's a big bunch of cars now on the way down. What about over here? Do we see a big bunch of cars moving in? We should do, because we're getting a lot of... Yeah, look at them. There's now quite a few more now coming in, which is good to see. This is crazy, man. And again, the more upgrades we can cause to around the area. So we're actually going to drop down now some just general parks to create, you know, big leisure pockets. So we do one there. So creating these big leisure pockets right now, and it will cause a lot of upgrades in the city. And obviously, if we get the more upgrades we can get, the more population will still continue to boost and rise. So yeah, a lot of vehicles are now moving in. Look at them all. Damn, boy. Right, that's kind of a drop now. Yeah, so it's dropped a little bit. But once all these new residents are moved in, they'll start walking and crossing, you know, the park to get to places, which is going to be cool to see. So while they continue to move in, let's slightly expand this area out as well. So move out by 2. Cut that in there and there. Stick this out by 2. Bring it up there and just create the usual cut in. Now making sure it's got water. Nice, 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 nice. And then we just paint it all with residential, boosting the population as much as possible. There we go. That's probably as much as I want to do and add in. Oh, did I do the outskirts? Yeah, I did. That's as much as I want to add in right now, because I don't want to go any further, because then it's too far away for them to actually physically walk. We're getting that backlog again of traffic as more and more people now move in, which is good to see, because we know we're still boosting the population. That's good. Crescent Park right now, 67,000. Right, we'll see where we're at when everybody is fully moved in. So you can now see the city is having some pretty big garbage issues. But I think that's down to the fact that we got so much traffic coming into the city right now, still at this point. 45,000 citizens strong. I think it's the garbage trucks are finding a really difficult way to navigate through the traffic. But then again, the more I look at it, it's not that bad. So maybe we just need like another garbage plant of some sort. So I'm going to drop another one down. And I'll kind of, if I can squeeze it in anywhere. Let's see if placing one here does anything different, because we have a total of 40 trucks being used from this one. A total of, well, 4 now. That's going to keep increasing as time goes on coming from that one. And hopefully that can satisfy those garbage needs and problems that we now or may encounter. So the big question on everybody's lips is, Seniac, how much cash money are you making from the park? Well, guys, I'm about to tell you this right now. We are making a total of 89,000. What? Okay, not even I was expecting that. Is it possible to make 100,000 from the park? Now, it's a big ask. It's a very big ask, guys. 93,000. I don't know, guys. It could be a very easy ask at this point. It's going up quite quick. We're going to need to solve some garbage issues over here. So why don't we kind of stick this road out a bit. Place one of these plants down, because they're pretty much like a free plant. Almost. Where's the water? There we go. And hopefully it can now solve some of the big garbage issues we're having in various spots right now. Because once that garbage issue is solved, then we're pretty much good to go. We need to remove some traffic lights on various spots to keep the traffic flowing. So where I'm seeing high traffic demanding areas, if that made any sense whatsoever, we're going to get rid of the traffic lights. And this is a big route here, as you can see. A big route trying to get the traffic in and out. And I could upgrade it to like more lanes, but then I don't want to add any of the roads that contain a path. So I want to keep it cushy. I want to keep it cushy, guys. But how are we doing? Anyway, is there a 2-lane version of that with no I mean like 2-lane coming either way? 1 lane with sound barriers. There kind of isn't, is there? There's only that kind of 2-way highway. A 4-way highway would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Like 2 lanes either side. We don't have those luxuries, guys. We literally don't have those luxuries. Garbage issues are pretty much now dropping, which is good to see. Death care is good. Healthcare, probably could do a little bit better with. We'll drop another life center down. Place it over here. Get those. Should we drop another one somewhere else? Maybe one over here. Get those residents nice and fit and healthy again. Right, we got 1 policing station. So then we'll drop another one over here. Fire care. We've got a station over there. We'll drop another one over here. So we got good coverage and everything right now. Schools are looking pretty damn dope. This is like the perfect. This is like the perfect city. You couldn't ask for anything else. Apart from 100,000 from the park alone. He says, boys. He says right now. Is there any... I mean, there's ways in which we can improve this and make it better. But how would we do this? So I'm going to try and attempt something now. And it could go wrong. It could go very well. Bring that up a little bit. Up and around. I don't know how well this would work. But we're going to give it a go. We're going to see if they choose to bend round. I don't know if they would. But we'll see. So that's just kind of far we're going to bend it round. Because you might get the odd 1 or 2 people use it just to be in the park, if that makes sense. So let's see. If I dropped... Right, 1 here. Right, it's going to destroy a couple of buildings. I understand that. Like that. And then we make this... kind of go under. So if I just semi-bring this round and up as far as possible. And then every little cut in now that I made, we connect it up. And we see if people use it. So there's 1 there. There's just 1 here. 1 there. And then the last 1 there. Because they might not use it to walk all the way around. They might just use it to enter into the park. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, of course, you're going to have to drop some stuff down to entice them in. So what is it I'm placing down? Restrooms. Obviously, toilets. There you go. I'm enticing them in with toilets. I just kind of messed that one up there. And look, there is actually people using it, as you can see. So, it's working. It's definitely working. So, is it working up here? You get the odd 1 or 2 people coming in. So, it might boost us a little bit more, guys. It might boost us a little bit more. And I could kind of try and finish off the touches now. Up here. So, back to the park, to the entrance. Ooh, now this is going to be tough. Right, I'm going to have to move this school, unfortunately. Just place it over there. Let's go and drop down the park entrance there. Now, this will be quite interesting because I can bring this down, but obviously to this point, we're now going to have to bridge it up. So you could go across like that. Then I've also gone under to connect up to here. Like that. So a lot of people are going to use that then. They might not be able to kind of breach or get over to that point before, but now they can. See a lot of them now moving. So does it increase it? 98,000! Holy moly! Can we get to that 100,000 mark, guys? Can we get to that 100,000 mark? 100 and freaking 3,000 right now. That, I'm just going to have to pause it, guys. Just kind of bear with me a second, because this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. As I try my best to grab a screenshot of this. Right, that was the worst screenshot in the world. I'm just trying to get a screenshot right now, guys. Hold on. There we go. I got my screenshot. We're back to normal. That is crazy. That is legit crazy. 100,000 just from a city park. And it's not even an elaborate city park. It's just basic, isn't it? There's a bit too much to it. And it costs us 1,500 to run. And we've had 128,000 people use it. How ridiculously crazy is that? It's been a great success. And that is how you make a ton of cash money moolah off a city park. So guys, I think we're going to end it for here then. It's been a huge success. Hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.